All right, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Kadash. All praise and honors to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Not a reason we have this truth in the first place, and they were the tools used to wake us up. And shalom to sincere Akim out there spreading this truth like wildfire. Shalom to shalom to the real sisters out. I mean shalom to the elect among the Israelite foreigners who be like unto the speckled bird, but the spirit bears looking like the other nations, but the Spirit bears witness that they're the children of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, meaning they're Israelites. And shalom to the real sisters out there, who are actually staying in order, really sincere about this thing, not like these hoes, these Eves and Eves out there in the world, and these insincere sisters. Let me get started on this live. I've been watching videos like pretty much almost all day. Hey, Kala Yao Bashim Yao Shai Bashim Rakakadash Saw 144. I'm watching videos almost all day. 1 minute 44. Looked at the clock basically right on the nick of time, but as I was basically starting to bring it out. Yeah, let me get in. Let me get into it, Hey, basically, yeah, I've been watching videos all day and shit, and came across hold on, and I came across this. I decided to do a live on several topics, man, starting with this basically starting with Esau's crafty counsel to lock down the UK. Esau actually, and his brother brought it out. Brother Rawi, I think his channel is called Rawi La Yasharala. Let me see. Let me see what his channel is called. Rawi. Hold on, Akim. Rawi La Yasharala. La Yasharala Yahweh Shai is coming back. 144. And yeah, Esau, Edom, this devil, he came up with a plan. He said you don't know how real it is, but hey, these devils, man, they always plotting, so I wouldn't doubt it for a second. And the plan basically states that basically like it's like a plan on how they're gonna get the public to they're gonna get medical martial law like by several ways over there. And I want to start bring out of scripture Psalm 64, talking about that crafty counsel, talking about that secret counsel of the wicked, which is exactly what this is. Psalm 64 and 1. Hear my voice, O power Yahweh, and my prayer preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Verse 3, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Verse 4, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Some they try to shoot in secret at the perfect, yo. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Which that's talking about Yasharallah, but specifically the elect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Verse 5, they encourage themselves in the evil manner. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They lay snares privily, man. Like they lay snares privily. There you go. You know, they, traps, bro. They say, who shall see them? Verse 6, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, hold the inward thought of every one, and the heart is deep. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. These conspiracies are real thought out. They're real thought out. They're real deep. And they're, these devils, man, they're contemplating. They're contemplating, always contemplating on ways to bring someone down, bro. Particularly our people, they always plotting, bro. These devils are are some grimy ass niggas, man. They always plotting on ways to bring our people down, especially our people. But they don't give a rat's ass about their own, as well. They don't give a rat's ass about their own, but they hate our people. And let me get this scripture. I'm gonna go straight into this article because these devils is planning this shit this summer, and if they doing that shit over there, they plan, they gonna bring it to Babylon. Let me get oh yes, Proverbs chapter 4 and 14, enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Verse 15, avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it and pass away. Verse 16, for they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. They always plotting. If they ain't caused this some wicked shit, they can't sleep, man. Literally. Us in the truth can't sleep. If we don't do the work of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, or bothers us, it bothers us a lot. We don't do the work of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Then on elites on the left hand side, those Edomites, they don't bother them. I mean, it bothers them if they don't bring one of us down. They don't do the work on the left hand side. They don't bring one of us down. If they don't advance the New World Order, it bothers them. It fucks with them, so that they can't sleep at night. And let me get verse 17. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. So it's like they can't do without it. That's what they live off, wickedness. They live off of that. They live off of violence. You know what I'm saying? They live off of bringing our people down. You know that. You know they run on that shit. Let me get woe unto that one, like woe unto them that basically, you know, woe unto these devils, man, because they be plotting to bring our people down. Let me get I think it's in the book of Micah, woe unto them that Micah 2:1 about these Edomites, these devils, the wicked. Micah 2:1, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. You know, these devils, they plot, you know, they devise iniquity, they work evil upon their beds. That's why they can't sleep, because they work in evil upon their beds, you know, devising it, you know, devising a plan to take our people down. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it's in the power of their hands, because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, who and where is he? Job 9:24. You know, telling you, these motherfuckers is really that rule the world. They don't have your best interest at heart. You know, in that article, what I remember from it was a little PDF. It basically it goes into how they pretend to be friends of the people, you know, but they all whole time undermining them. Verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so they oppress a man and his heritage. A man and his house, you know, even a man and his heritage. Well, let me get into that article, because I've got to do it. You know, and if it's legit, which it very well could be, these devils is being exposed. Verse 8, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them did flee away, because it said in that article, let no one see this. Don't let nobody see this. But it somehow got released. You know, because these devils, they'll rat on their own people. Let me get verse 9, Salakia of an affliction. And all men shall fear and shall declare the work of power Yahweh, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. Verse 10, righteous shall be glad in Yahweh and shall trust in him. All of right in heart shall glory. Why? Because he's exposing these devils, man. Using their own people to expose them. You know. Because they don't honor among thieves. Let me get into this article, because knowing these devils, it very well be their plan, And let me I'm gonna post it on here too, but because you may not be able to hear me, you might not be able to hear me, so maybe a wise thing to post it, if I can post it, that would be the shit, but basically, see if I get off the brother's video. Well, basically, these devils, yeah. I can't even read that whole PDF because it's on PDF format, and this is StreamYard is a site, it's not an app. So that just makes it harder. But damn, bro, what I'm gonna do? Think it would be good if I just post the brother's video to the live. This motherfucker's making it hard, bro. So just in case, y'all don't get it completely, y'all can try to get it completely. It's not easy, because of the small lettering, especially if you, the small lettering, especially, using mobile, won't be too easy, but y'all can click on the PDF link, he provided it, see for yourselves. But I'm gonna try to bring it on this live as best as possible. And these devils, man, they lying, they saying they gonna scare everybody. They basically planning to scare everybody into thinking it's another, more variants of the virus coming out. And in the whole time, it's hay fever, bro. The whole time is hay fever. They lying, bro. And yeah, it's just a rebranding of hay fever. You know, and something else. Some else. They mentioned that kind of caught my eye because how these devils work and reminded me of a scripture that I could bring out is Revelation 12 and 12. Because they said we have a short window of time, and they do. They do have a short window of time. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he know that he hath but a short time. Yep. These devils, they're getting ready to come down with great wrath, a medical martial law, man. They planning on it, bro. Verse 13, you already know when the dragon saw he was cast onto the earth, meaning falling from power, they could feel it. They're caught falling from that high position. They're been in their heaven, they're falling. So this is the moves that they're making. He persecuted the woman which brought forth the man child. Esau, Edom, taking out on the woman which represents the 12 tribes of Israel. Yeah, the virus has already been very profitable and fruitful for us, and there is no limit to which we cannot further profit in both financial and reputational terms. Still, we must ensure that we have complete and utter cooperation from both the government and the media with this, and use a line that quote unquote is just too risky to go ahead with summer. We quote unquote we can model quote unquote increases of these variants quote unquote in line with example to do this every so often. Anti-lockdown protests. This would be a great one to push in light of recent events. You could picture them, snickering in the background and shit, like, for real. They're sick like that. Euro 2021 football matches in England and Scotland. where populations swell during summer months. Oh, that was the second bullet point. Third one, where populations swell during summer months. Seaside resorts, Blackpool, Bournemouth, Brighton, Skegness, etc., as well as theme parks, Alton Towers, Thorpe Park, Chessington, World of Adventures, etc., as well as the countryside and quote unquote tourist traps. You know, yeah, you could picture them as they was coming up with this little plan of theirs. And let me, because these devils, man, this is their passion. You know, fucking our people over. Their passion is fucking our people over in new ways, finding new ways to slay our people, as well as everybody else on this earth. But firstly, us. We're like the prime target. Number one on their shit list. If we can get the message out that because of these, the quote unquote variants are going to be multiple and will completely crash, the NHS, you have to push that propaganda, only Esau can deliver you type shit. If not correctly dealt with immediately, then the public should be compliant, and the compliance and unquestioning nature of the masses will be crucial in getting us across the finish line, and thereby we would have played our part in the changing of the country, to that new normal, that new world order, that is that great reset, all the same thing that they're speaking of, resetting their time of rulership on this earth, you know, which they believe that they can do in their pride. It will then be for others to lock down as part of Calergy and the WEF World Economic Forum Schwab plan for other reasons such as the environment and water scarcity 2022 to 23, food shortages 2023-24, and global finance and mass inflation 2024 and 25, culminating in finalization of the UN WHO of the WHO UNUHO and WHO Slovakia and WEF Joint Global Clergy Plan in 2025. I didn't think they got that much time to shit, dude. These Edomites, bro, they're crafty counsels. And the serpent cast out of his mouth, verse 14, and to the woman were given two wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nursed for a time and half a time from the face of the serpent. Verse 15, and the serpent cast out of his mouth. And this happened in 70 AD, but it's going to happen in another form in these days. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, both representing propaganda and representing his military, when the enemy shall come like a flood, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. That's what they want. Verse 16, and the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragons cast out of his mouth, Because just like the Most High Yahweh will help expose the lies of Esau, Edom, he's gonna expose the lies again. He's exposing lies. And when this devil rolls, the Most High Yahweh is gonna raise that standard, and could raise it in different ways, spiritual power, and also the beasts of the field helping, the earth literally opening up and swallowing these devils, shit like that, combination of all three. Be, lightning and shit. They're all anything could be used as a weapon by the Most High Yahweh. But anyways, verse 17, and the dragon was wroth with the woman went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of power Yahweh, and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Let me continue with this article right here. Fuck. I'm trying to keep it to the point too. While we know that there will be resistance to this, we must ensure that any and all resistance is kept to an absolute minimum. And this applies to all stratas of society, from the ordinary man/woman in the street to MPs and lords. While over 70% support our actions thanks to modifications from YouGov, we have a hardcore group of vehement, so-called quote-unquote pro-freedom people who are determined to scupper us at any opportunity. The launch of the new GB News channel has only added, quote-unquote GB News channel, has only added fuel to the fire. Therefore, my plan is for us in my life. They just kicked me out of it. Annoying shit for real. But they're basically planning on introducing a famine of the word too, because they're gonna ban all criticism of what they're bringing out. And this word exposes them. So they're gonna ban that. They're gonna ban any truth. So let me get Amos 8 and 11. And this word, is the whole 144% truth. Let me get Amos 8:11. Behold, the days come, say the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. Verse 12. So a shortage of famine. It's gonna be hard to find. Verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea. And from the north even to the east, they shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. So it's going to be in high demand, but very hard to find. In fact, impossible. They shall not find it. Verse 13, in that day shall the fair virgins and the young men faint for thirst. There's no living water, man. Verse 14, they that swear by the sin of Samaria, in 2/3, and say, thy God will let Dan live it, 2/3. The sin of Samaria, you're just doing all kinds of abominations. Idolatry, and thy God will Dan live it, it's idolatry, 2/3, you into that heavy. And the manner of Beersheba live it, probably more idolatry, more, a lot of that, of course, wickedness. Even they shall fall and then rise up again. So basically, you 2/3. You 2/3 are gonna fall, on this side, man. Because you ain't gonna have this wisdom. Esau is gonna put the squeeze. Really, the Most High Yahweh, he's putting this. He's in that grace period, because it's been open for a while, man. While you had liberty, but what did y'all do, man? Just play. Y'all played. That's what y'all did. So, hey, playtime is gonna be over soon. Let me get while you had liberty. I have to get on this article. Yeah, I have to get on this article. Because I'm still, I got my health is not that good, so I can't be doing lives this too long. And they that have loathed my law, while they had yet liberty. Let me I think verse 10 is a good place to start, but let me see though. Verse 9 actually. And everyone that verse 9, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. And you're gonna dwell in torments. Verse 10, that's Jacob's trouble, man. Hell is gonna be turned up to the max for y'all. Verse 10, for such in their life have received benefits and are not knowing me. Received all types of benefits, man. Yeah, we've been under this devil, but at the same time we receive benefits enough to sustain us. Verse 11, and they that have loathed my law, no, you 2/3 it, and especially you have many chances to get it, Verse 11, and they that have loathed my law, while they had yet liberty, but at the same time you had no chance because you didn't got the eyes to see and ears to hear. But yeah, it was open to you. Verse 11, and they that have loathed my law, while they had yet liberty, and while as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. Understood not, but despised it. Verse 12, the same must know it after death by pain, which is coming soon. Esau, he's getting antsy, bro. He about to make his move. He about to bust a move, He about to do it to you. Let me get yeah, let me get into this article more. Yo, not only that, okay, a copy of these proposals titled "Combating," quote unquote, "Combating CVID Disinfo 2021" has already been sent to Nick Clegg, FB, Jack Dorsey, Twitter, and Susan Wojcicki or something like that. Wojcicki, something like that. YouTube, and Sundar Pichai, Google/Alphabet. Also, I understand that the Prime Minister is going to push for stronger action in this regard against anti-lockdown movement, including deploying rules. So that's martial law right there. Martial law and vaccinations, man, being forced to the max. Hey, the Mad Max being forced to the max. That's what's coming. You know, the hour of temptation as well, man. It's coming as well, you know. 70 AD, the sequel. Let me get a Maccabean era, the sequel. The threequel, actually. Let me get, what should I get? About Esau rolling. They get Matthew 24. Matthew 24 about Esau rolling. But this all gonna lead to the chip. Matthew 24 and Matthew 24 and 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso read it, let him understand. And nowadays, that's our bodies, bro. That's why they come in for our bodies. Because the third temple is our bodies, man. Particularly, you know, your brain is where your soul is at and shit. Your lob, your mind. That's what speaks of your lob, your mind a lot, you know. And they want to defile your body. You want to defile your body. They especially want to defile your brain, but they want to defile your whole body, your whole temple. You know, then let stand in the holy place. Whoso read it, let him understand. Verse 16, and let them which be in Judea, which is today anywhere where Jake is, especially in Mass, you know, let people before it's a place, right? Flee into the mountains. Verse 17, let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Verse 18, either let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. You know, 19, and woe unto them that are with child and to them that give suck in those days. You know, because it's going to be extra burden for a child, you know, someone who is with child, someone who's prego, going to be extra burden in those days. And again, that gives suck in those days. You have a newborn kid, bro. They don't need milk. Self-explanatory, right? You know, well, one, two, because it's going to be bad. Let me continue on. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Verse 21, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. The time like no other. Verse 22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened, man. Because, you know why? Because, I gotta hurry up. Except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days should be short. I might cut this and split this into a 3-part live, I might do that. Simply because of my medical condition, it's not too good right now. Let me get yeah, and they have a whole plan, the global Kalergi plan that they're using this to enforce. This shit sound, read through it more, it sound like straight out of a movie that they did about this pandemic, showing you what they're coming with. I've been updated by Circle. I've also been updated by Circle, who are to release stay-at-home bracelets, quote unquote. Does it sound familiar? It should ring a bell. Stay-at-home bracelets, quote unquote, which will act like electronic tags and will be made up. Esau is gonna whisk you away. If you walk outside your solitary confinement zone, aka your containment zone. He's gonna whisk you away. Take you to another containment zone. Hey, yeah, this should remind you of a movie about this pandemic. But basically, Esau shows you where he's going with this. Throws it in your face. Revelation. So confinement zones, right? Confinement zones. Several scriptures that bring this to mind. They're laying trenches about us, just like in days of 70 AD. Luke, gotta hurry up, man. Like, I may need to split this into 3 parts. Luke. I don't want to make my condition worse. Hold on. Get there. Luke. All set trenches about thee, They're planning to set trenches about thee. Like, basically checkpoints, bro. Basically, yo. Shall set a trench about thee. That's what they're trying to do. Then I've got to hurry up and get. Hold on, I'll give. Luke chapter 19 and 41. And when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it. Verse 42 saying, if thou hast known, even thou, at least in this day, the things which belong unto thy peace, and but now they're hid from thine eyes. Because remember, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Verse 43, for the day shall come upon thee that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee round, and keep thee in on every side. Verse 44, and shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knowest not the time of thy visitation. You Jakes, bro, you don't know the time of your visitation again, man. You don't know the time of your visitation again. You ain't recognizing the prophets as being who they are, man. You doing the same thing, bro. Esau was gonna lay y'all even with the ground, bro. He's come down with great wrath to lay y'all even with the ground. But let me continue with this article because I do gotta wrap it up. Wait, hold on. I gotta wrap it up soon. Divide this live into 2 parts, 3 parts. Get Revelation 2, verse 10, because this is what these devils are coming with. Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. I'm going to hurry up and wrap this up. Ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee account of life. Yeah, but you have to stand firm in these days, bro. Verse 11, he that hath an ear, let him hear. What the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. Yeah, so, hey, bro, these devils is coming with it. They coming with that wrath. Let me get, shit, dude. Revelation 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon the whole world to try them that dwell upon earth. Hour of temptation. Compulsory jabs, compulsory bracelets, eventually leading to chips. It's just gone over many times, is basically incrementalism. They trying that first. They may not try that. They may switch their game plan and go straight to chips. And then I'm just gonna hurry up. Behold, I come quickly. Hold out fast, which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Yeah, you don't want that to happen. So you're gonna have to endure. But yeah, let me continue. on this article a copy. Also understand, yep, or to release stay-at-home bracelets. Punishments ranging, yeah, to okay. The first batch of bracelets will be introduced in August in London, Birmingham, Nottingham, Cardiff, Belfast, Swansea, Manchester, Swansea. Fuck it. Manchester, Newcastle, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Liverpool, Leeds, Sheffield, Norwich, Cambridge, York, Exeter, and Carlisle will second batches be introduced. With us. We all know if this were to unravel and fall apart, that the consequences will be dire. If we can continue to manipulate the majority, this will make things a lot easier and allows extra breathing space required, i.e., you're a true patriot if you obey, quote unquote. Yep, they're gonna push that line. And let me see if they were assholes again. Okay. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. They ain't catch me slipping. Also, certain groups such as the so-called black people. So, Jake, you southern tribes, Asians, Moabites, but some speckled birds involved. Well, some speckled birds, not all Moab and Am, but some speckled birds. And the quote-unquote gay community, so you sodomites. Which they've gotten a lot of our people to be sodomites. Using different methods such as basically poisoning our food and shit. Are being ignorant and problematic with regards to vaccinations. More is necessary to educate. Oh, brainwash. Brain. They pick people who are gonna be puppets because they have so much leverage over them. We can get our way. Therefore, he is bound and guided by us. First and foremost, we can get our way. However, we have the literal quote-unquote get out of jail free card by stating we are following the data and doing the best for the people. Devils. So as long as the line continues to be put out on belief, such as the case of issuing mid-solam to the elderly, we should be doing just fine and avoid any flag. Okay, whatever. In closing, therefore, let us keep up for the next few weeks and ensure that you are seen to be acting only in the best interests of the United Kingdom fighting against the virus, quote unquote. Please print out a copy of this and keep it under lock and key. Do not forget, basic security is what the public don't know will hurt them. Esau and his crafty counsel to bring about medical martial law in the UK, which I'm sure they have a similar plan across the pond here in Babylon to introduce that medical martial law. Esau is about to come down with great wrath. He's about to make his move. Revelation, you gotta endure him that overcometh, verse 12. While I make a pillar in the temple of my power, the Yahweh shall go no more out. Now I'll write upon him the name of my power and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, and which cometh down out of heaven from my power, Yahweh, and I'll write upon him my new name. Verse 13, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches, which the gathering, the elect. Hey, don't let the devil take your crown, man. The hour of temptation is coming where he's going to attempt to do so. Don't let him do it. Revelation 13 and 16, it's all going to lead up to this. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17, and that no man, so cause it prepares, right? Prepares. Look into that word in the Greek. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, because they're preparing the people for that, causing, preparing them, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive that mark in the right hand or in their foreheads. That's what they're doing. Using the pandemic. It's like their number one tool right now. But they're using other, they're incorporating other shit as well, But, yeah, man. Hey, Esau's game plan for introducing medical martial law, this could possibly be it. These devils is being exposed. And we're bringing it out. The sincere Akim, and even some of his own people that don't fuck with him. These half truthers which help him spread it. Which some are Jakes. Some are. Some are heathens. Some are Esau that's dropping down on their own. For whatever personal reasons they have. But yeah, man. Yeah, these devils is through, man. They through. It's over for them. This was prophesied that they would do this. It was prophesied that they would do this, and it's prophesied that they're gonna fall. When they make the move towards the elect, they're gonna fall. So yeah, I might wrap it up. And then just do like a part 2 and a part 3, going into these other subjects. The tranny transformer. The transformer, that Decepticon is now a bafflement, is now a bafflement. Decepticon has been made in this Ms Nevada. More that Decepticon agenda being pushed. Gotta use code. Cause hey the you already know, man. The two, the guardians of the two, they'll take this shit down if they see that, if their algorithms detect, anything that offends them. They gotta be careful. Yeah, I gotta hurry up. I'm gonna wrap it up. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Shimi Al Shai. Double honors to all praise and honors to Yahweh Shimi Al Shai. I'm thinking, should I just go over it real quick? Let me think. See how much could I kind of shorten it, kind of condense it. About that, transformer being given given said like that man, that transformer being given that title of Ms Nevada. Hurts. What I could get on that, maybe I could make it quick. I'd get Ecclesiastes on that real quick. Folly is set in great dignity. That's exactly what this is. Ecclesiastes 10 and 6. 5. There's an evil which I've seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler, Esau. Verse 6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. Folly. This folly right here, man. A man who claims to be a woman. A transformer. Being called Ms Nevada when he's not even a miss. He's not a she. It's folly. And it's being set in great dignity. While the rich is sitting in low place, the true rich. The ones who have the true riches. The ones who got the true riches, got that oil, got that spiritual bank account, it's filled and ain't broke. It ain't dry, yeah, man. It's folly being set in great dignity. And also could get that, and also hold on. Let me get hold on, I'll give him. Yeah, let me get the scripture I want to get. Oh, when the fatherless men are exalted. Let me get that. Psalms 12 and 8. The wicked walk on every side when the violent men are exalted. Being a transformer, is it's not something that anyone should be proud of, It's not something that should be promoted, but it is. When the vilest men are exalted, that is a very vile thing. The wicked walk on every side, man. And hold on. And basically it's getting worse and worse, Wickedness shall abound. I gotta move on to the next subject. Wickedness shall abound, and the love of many shall wax cold. Oh, because iniquity shall abound, and because iniquity shall abound. Be commonplace. Love many waxing cold. It's also that goes into something else though. Now, let me get wickedness shall increase when the wicked are multiplied. Psalms 29:16. Transgression increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fall. So yeah, because these wicked are proud as fuck. The homosexual pride month, we just passed it up. It's wicked are proud, bro. And what happened before the fall? Pride, right? I'm gonna get it. You already know. Pride comes before destruction. Proverbs 16:18. And the haughty spirit. Pride coming before destruction. And the haughty spirit before the fall. Now you saw a bunch of homosexual and transformer pride parades out there, man. Pride, think about it. That is what their movement is around. So hey, they what does the scripture say about that? That comes before being destroyed, man. That comes before a haughty look, a haughty spirit before a fall. These devils, these heathens, these both the literal heathens and heathens in their mind. These 2/3 niggas, proud, man. These homosexuals are so proud, the proudest ever, man. These transformers are proud. These wicked women are proud. All hey, they're all gonna be destroyed. They're that is actually a sign that the destruction is near. So hey, Babylon is just racking up sin upon sin upon sin, because they steady promoting this shit, causing our people to go off. Revelation 18:4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Verse 5, for her sins that reached into heaven, and power Yahweh had remembered her iniquities. Sins are like, it's like a stench. It's formed a stench, but has reached up to the Most High Yahweh. So Most High Yahweh is gonna send his cleanup crew. He's gonna send the angels. And he's gonna send in them chariots. He's gonna send. He's gonna get that World War III started. He's gonna get that popping. So nuclear missiles pop off, because a fire is gonna cleanse. The best cleansing agent is gonna cleanse. It's gonna cleanse this stain. It's gonna remove this stain, this huge shit stain on the world, known as Babylon, bro. In the Bible, known as America. today. This huge shit stain is gonna be wiped off the earth, as it deserves to be wiped off the earth. You know? Also, our land is gonna be cleansed from these heathens. Yeah, man. World War III, man. That's why it's gonna happen. That's why it's gonna turn nuclear. Or what hurt? Let me think. I got another subject to go over. I got that other subject. Let me see what it is. Let me continue reading. Reward her even if she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she had filled to her double. Verse 7. How much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. But surprise, surprise, bro. Surprise, surprise, bitch. Verse 8. Therefore, psych, bitch, you thoughts. And I do spell it like THOT, LT, because it's the great horror. Verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. But strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her, It's through, man. One day, the day of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all her plagues finna come. Death and mourning and famine. Death, mourning, and famine. The pale horse, Jacob's trouble, as well as these lower level Edomites, getting their, getting theirs on this side as well. And lower level heathens, and then through the famine, right? Death and mourning and famine. And she shall be utterly burned with fire. That's going to lead to what? That World War III popping off, getting nuclear, man. That World War III going nuclear. For suddenly strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth which have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Verse 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, this great city Babylon, that mighty city, for 1 hour is that judgment come. 1 hour. 1 hour, man. Hella nukes gonna hit this bitch. 200 million. 200,000. That's 200 million. Them horsemen, which are the way to describe fits the appearance of a nuclear missile, nuclear warhead, Verse 11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth the merchandise anymore. Babylon, consumer nation, consumer country, the biggest consumer country ever is the good old USA, bro. The biggest consumer nation ever. Consumes all the world's products. Export. All these nations export it. To export their shit to America. And America buys it all up. Verse 12. The merchandise of gold and silver, imports on imports into America. The merchandise of gold. Yeah, you already know, man. This great city, that's why they're gonna mourn. Verse 15, the margins of these things which are made rich by her shall stand far off for fear of atonement, weeping and wailing. You know, let me wrap it up. Verse 16, and saying, alas, alas, that golden city, that great city which was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. Verse 17, for 1 hour, so great riches is come and naught. Never shipmaster and all accompanying ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off. Verse 18, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? You know, which were made rich. So great riches is come to naught. You know, that's the only reason they, you know, would do that. Because, you know, Babylon is that oppressive city too. That city that ruleth, reigneth over the kings of the earth. And the hammer of the whole earth. So that's the only reason why these people fuck with Babylon. Otherwise, you know, they would rather have, they would have destroyed, you know, Babylon would have been nuked, you know, before this time, you know. Verse 18, as soon as they had the technology, and cried when they saw smoke were burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? Verse 19, and they cast dust on their heads, and you know, you get the point, and cried, weeping and wailing, and saying, alas, alas, that great city, wherein we were made rich, all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness, for 1 hour she made desolate. Yeah, let me hurry up, because, yeah, or 1 hour she made desolate. No, verse 20, yeah, I gotta hurry up. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and the holy apostles and prophets, for power Yahweh avenged you on her. Verse 21, and the mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. Through. Verse 22, and the voice of harpers, musicians, and of pipers, and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. And no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee. And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. Verse 23, and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Verse 24, and in her was found the prophets of blood of prophets and of saints, and of all that were slain upon the earth. Babylon ultimately responsible. And the rulers of Babylon, Esau, Edom, you know, which, you know, they're responsible. And let me, all right, so yeah, you know, another reason why Babylon is going to be destroyed and soon. And let me get about Gad doing this, you know, because it could be for real, but it could also be a false flag. We know these devils, you know how they roll. Church fire. And let me get if it be already already kindled. That's Luke 12 and 49. You know, talking about that church fire out there in by that church getting burned down. That so-called church, it's not a real one, getting burned down. Luke 12 and 49, because Most High Yahweh don't live in houses made with human hands. So it's not a real church. And the truth is not there. I am come to send fire in the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? Yeah, bro. Was a perfect example of that. You know, division. Hey, Gad versus Esau, race wars. That's like actually what happened, but it lead to it anyways. You know, and shit came out about what Esau did to Gad. More atrocities that they covered up. Let me get Matthew. You know, Gad is these so-called Native Americans, those that descend from Native Americans on their father's side. That's who the tribe of Gad is. A troop overcame y'all, the U.S. cavalry, but y'all gonna come at the last. You know, y'all are the Native Americans today. Let me get Matthew 24 and 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. Verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Let me get this about Gad. Genesis 49. Because it could be that some pissed off Gadite did it, but also consider the fact that it could be a false flag as well. You know, that's his MO as well. And he wants to start that race war. Genesis 49 and 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. No, Esau. So, the RCMP is what overcame y'all. The troop that overcame y'all over there in Canada. U.S. cavalry here in the lower 48. Well, as well as Alaska, the 49th state. The 49th state. The U.S. cavalry is the troop that overcame y'all. You know, using the Gatling gun, using bio warfare and all that, and just stabbing you on the back. Divide and conquer tactics, but that wasn't even enough until the Gatling gun was invented. You know, that when the Gatling gun arrived, that was when, you know. And they started, even then they had to shoot down all the buffalo and shit. You know, because they couldn't take Gad on their own. Let's stop them out. Let me get verse 20 of Deuteronomy 33. Gotta shorten this up. And of Gad he said, Blessed be he that enlargeth Gad. He dwelt as a lion, and teareth the arm with the crown of the head. Verse 21, and he provided the first part for himself, because there in the portion of the lawgiver was he seated. And he came with the heads of the people. He executed the justice of Yahweh and his judgments with Israel. You know, he dwelt as a lion, teared the arm with the crown of his head. And their faces do look like lion, bro. You look at the so-called Native Americans, especially ancient pictures, old pictures of so-called Native Americans. You know, where they were darker than they was now. You know, faces like lions. Gad. Gotta shorten this up. 1 Chronicles 12:18, because Gad was that warrior tribe, bro. Gad got down. 1 Chronicles 12:8, Salakia. 1 Chronicles 12:8, to so-called Native Americans. Really native to Israel as well, you know, not just native to Americas, which is known as Arsert in the Bible, in 2nd Esdras. Really native to the land of Israel, the tribe of Gad. 1 Chronicles 12:8. And the Gadites there separated themselves unto David, into the hold the wilderness men of might, and men of war fit for the battle. That could, I want to hurry up and wrap this up. That could handle shield and buckler, whose faces were like the faces of lions, and were as swift as the rolls upon the mountains. That you so-called Native Americans, you really got it. Really Native Israelites, bro. You tribe of Gad, bro. The Braves, right? Hey, man. Men of might and men of war fit to the battle. That could handle shield and buckler. Come on. Faces were like the face of lions. Come on. They're swift, fast, swift as the rolls upon the mountain. Warriors. All right, so let me continue on. Let me not waste no time here. Let me get yeah, could be a false flag though. Could be a false flag as well. Let me get Let me just get 2 Corinthians 2:11. Wait, let me get Deuteronomy 28:49. Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth. You natives, you fit this prophecy right here. You Native Americans, really Native Israelites. Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flight, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Verse 50, a nation of fierce countenance which shall not regard the person of the old nor favor to the young. There's that shit that came out of what these devils did to those children in them residential schools over there in Canada. Did not show favor to the young. In fact, raped and murdered them en masse. Also the person, you already know what they was doing with them old ass Gadites. Verse 51, and ye shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land till thou be destroyed, which shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil. You broke as fuck on them reservations, man. Or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, till he had destroyed thee. You broke as fuck on these reservations. They're like the hood. They're like little third world countries. These reservations. You're broke as fuck and drinking yourself to death on there. Because the devil gave you that bottle, bro. The devil used to get y'all cheese fucked up. Until he gave away the land. Esau has a lot to pay for. Like, could be, some Gadites got roused up and did that. Let me get you damn devils got so much shit paid for. Let me get, that reminds me of Habakkuk, which you devils literally did this. You Edomites, you self-claimed so-called white people, literally did this to the tribe of Gad, as well as probably other tribes. Which you would get these Gadite chiefs, super faded, and then they would be making treaties while faded and shit. Habakkuk 2:4 and 15, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him and makest him drunken, also that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Exactly what y'all did. Verse 16, thou art filled for shame for glory. Drink thou also and let thy foreskin be uncovered. Curses fall on you, horrors fall on you. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. The atrocities that you did, being exposed. Verse 17, for the violence of Lebanon shall cover thee, and the spoiled beasts which made them afraid, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Violence. Devils took this land by violence, murdering those that were at peace with you. That's what you did. Well, let me get hurry up and wrap this up. This could be a false flag, or it could be, not a false flag, because 1 Corinthians, you already know, 2 Corinthians 11 and 2 and 11, be not ignorant of Satan's devices. Not supposed to be. And let me get I gotta wrap this up soon, man. I'm gonna get thinking whatever. I'm gonna wrap this up. What I should get into this article, this news basically that came out that basically a underground pipeline busted in the Gulf of Mexico. Not only they gonna wake up, they gonna rise up Leviathan, bro, cause it to be set on fire. Leviathan ain't nothing to play with. I gotta wrap this up soon though. Job 40 and 41, basically tells you all about Leviathan, dude. Canst thou draw Leviathan with a hook, or his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down? Verse 2, canst thou, put a hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with a thorn? Verse 3, will he make many supplications unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee? Verse 4, will he make a covenant with thee? Wilt thou take him for a servant forever? Verse 5, will thou play with them as with a bird? Will thou bind them for thy maidens? You're gonna rhetorical questions. Verse 6, shall the companions make a banquet of him? Shall they part him among the virgin merchants? Verse 7, canst thou fill his skin? So can you eat him? Canst thou fill his skin with barbed irons, or his head with fish spears? Verse 8, lay thine hand upon him, remember the battle, do no more, Verse 9, behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast down even at the sight of him? So he ain't gonna be able to do none of this. He ain't gonna be able to, can't fish him. You can't cut him, much less cut him up, slice him up. Can't do none of this. Make him a pet, put him in an aquarium. Can't do none of this. No. Yeah, even though the sight of him could cause you to basically give up the ghost. Verse 10, none is so fierce that dare stir him up. Who then is able to stand before me? Because Most High Yahweh created Leviathan, If he created Leviathan, get the point. Who then is able to stand before me? Verse 11, who had prevented me that I should repay him? Whatsoever is under the whole heaven is mine. Verse 12, I will not conceal his parts, nor his power, nor his comely proportion. Verse 13, who can discover the face of his garment? Who can come to him within his double bridle? Who can? Rhetorical. Really nobody. The face of his garment is mouth. Or who can come to him within his double bridle? Close. You can't get near this beast. Verse 14, who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about. Verse 15, the scales are his pride, shut up together as with a close seal. Verse 16, one is so near to another that no air can come between them. Airtight shield. Verse 17, they are joined one to another. They stick together that they cannot be sundered. Yep. So airtight shield, bro. Can't penetrate that. Verse 18, by his neesings a light does shine, and his lies are like the eyelids of the morning. So by his neesings light does shine. His eyelids are the eyelids of the morning. Shine. Verse 19, out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. Verse 20, out of his nostrils goes smoke, and out of as out of a seething pot or cauldron. Hold on. Alright, so alright, verse 20, out of his nostrils goes smoke, as out of a seething pot or cauldron, Salakia. Verse 21, his breath kindleth coals, and the flame goeth out of his mouth. Verse, so he breathes fire, man. What does that sound from? What does that sound like? What does that sound like? What major movie just came out that has has many sequels to it? You know, very popular, very well known movie. What does it sound like? Think. Verse 22, in his neck remained the strength, and the sorrows turned into joy before him. Recently came out, you know, recently movie about was it's basically Leviathan being called by another name. And sorrows turned into joy before him. Verse 23, the flakes of his flesh are joined together. They are firm in themselves, they cannot be moved. Verse 24, his heart is as firm as a stone, yet as hard as a piece of the nether millstone. You know, because they know he exists. They know Leviathan exists, man. You know, hey, Godzilla, fuck it. They know. Made a movie about him called Godzilla. Verse 25, when he raised up himself, the mighty are afraid. By reason of breakings, they purify themselves. They shit themselves. Verse 26, the sword of him that laid Adam cannot hold, the spear, the dart, nor the habergeon, which is the breastplate. You know, impenetrable. Even his heart is another millstone. Verse 27, he esteemeth iron as straw, and brass as rotten wood. So iron, man. Iron's hard, right? It's tough, it's sharp. He esteemeth it as straw. And brass is rotten wood, both easy to break, flimsy. You know, flimsy, man. Verse 28, the arrow cannot make him flee. Sling stones are turned with him into stubble. And it really, just pisses him off and, doesn't do nothing else. Verse 29, darts are counted as stubble. He laugheth at the shaking of a spear, And all these guns are, it's like, they're like, well, these guns, these bullets are like just sling stones. These guns are like slingshots. Basically they're like, glorified slingshots, man. Verse 30, sharp stones are under him. He spread his sharp pointed things upon the mire. So that doesn't bother him, man. He spread them upon the mire. And the deep, you have a lot of that. Verse 31, he maketh the deep to boil like a pot. He maketh the sea like a pot of ointment. His body produces that energy. It can heat himself, bro. Because down there it's cold. Cold and dark. Verse 32, he maketh the path to shine after him. One would think the deep to be hoary. And hey, bro, in the Godzilla movies, it was it's how I believe it was houses that was being set on fire, because of the radiation that Godzilla would emit from his body. I believe so. I heard that like way back. Verse 33, upon earth there is not his like who is made without fear. And verse 34, he has not his like, one basically the most powerful beast, He plays with ships. Verse 34, he beholdeth all high things, he is king over all the children of pride. Esau is the most proud. Let me get these devils. Yeah, I've got to try to cut it short. These devils are destroying the earth, bro. So they gonna pay. I might just man, hold on. Goliath. Hey, Psalms 104 and 26. There go the ships. There is that Leviathan, whom thou hast made to play therein. He plays with ships. You know the sea monsters people talk about, yo. Hey, you know it's real. Let me get hey, they waking up, they rousing him up. You know, go play with. He's gonna play. He's gonna like. He ain't gonna be playing with them though. You know, but he gonna be singing their ships, man. Revelation 11:18. You know, wake him up, right? Make all destroying his habitat and shit, bro. Blowing shit up on the water and shit. Polluting the fuck out of it, you know. The stink is polluted. And so, you know, so, and blowing shit up, making noises, blowing shit up, making it harder, man. You're gonna piss them off, man. Verse 18 in Revelation chapter 11. All the earth is polluted under the inhabitants thereof, or the earth is defiled. But it's several scriptures that go into that. Let me try to hurry up with it. Psalms 82 and 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. Okay, all the foundations of the earth are out of course kind. Yeah, you know that too. That too. This can lead to it. Verse 18 of Revelation chapter 11. The nations were angry that thy wrath is come in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give a reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints and to them that fear thy name small and great, and shouldest destroy them that destroy the earth, or corrupt, you know, defile. So they pollute the earth, they defile it, they destroy it in that way, you know. So these devils, you know, they're gonna be destroyed, and one of the ways is Leviathan. You know, he's gonna play a role in that destruction as well. You know, let me hurry up and wrap it up, yo. I actually gotta. Uh, should I just grand finale? Hold on. Uh, Amos 9. You know, which first applied to our people, where the curses will hit them. Amos 9 and 1 and 2, though they dig under, because the first part applied more like to our people. I saw a house standing on the altar, and he said, smite the lintel of the door, that the post may shake, because our people was going under, and cut them in the head, all of them, and I'll say, last them with the sword. He that fleeth to them shall not flee away. Yada yada. He that escapeth them shall not be delivered. Applying to Jake, more people went down. Verse 2, now it's their turn. I've got to hurry up. Though they dig into hell, then shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, this will I bring them down. Verse 3, though they hide themselves at the top of Carmel, I'll search and take them out thence. I'll wrap it up right here. And though they be hid from the sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. You know, Leviathan, Slacker. Leviathan. You know, guess who's going to be waiting for these devils when they try to flee to the underwater hotels? Leviathan. you know. Alright, so no matter, yeah, alright, so we wrap it up. Hope this live was edifying to the elect. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, all praise and honors to Yahweh, all praise and honors due to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there, spreading this truth like wildfire, and truthfulness and sincerity. Shalom to the elect among the Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations, but the Spirit bears witness that they're the children. With our spirit, the Spirit bears witness with our spirit that they're the children of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. And Shalom to the real sisters out there, ones who actually holding it down, or actually, staying in order, not claiming to be sisters and really ain't, not like these worldly Eves out here, these rebellious Eves. Shalom to the elect out there, Shalom to all of Bayat Tawadah. We almost out of here. The signs are shown. More and more signs that we at the end, man. We at the end, Esau planning on rolling, soon. He's getting all his ducks in a row, his pieces in the right position to make his move. When Esau moves, the Most High Yahweh is going to make his move on the right hand side and crush these devils. And he comes for his elect. So the Most High Yahweh is going to make short work of these devils. So yeah, stand firm to the end, Hey, endure until the end, because we're almost out of here. We're almost we're almost at midnight. 11th hour Akim coming in. All throughout the world. Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Japan, Australia, Thailand, all over the world. Signs of the end. Isaiah 59:19, and so shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When an enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against them. Verse 20, and the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith Yahweh. All right, so with that, hold on. You devils are going to be through from then on, that's the nail in your coffin. From then to the nukes. Then 2nd Ezra's 6 and 9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And Jacob is never gonna, our people is never gonna fall, after we get saved from this last captivity. You devils is gonna be in chains for 1,000 years, death row. Then comes the elimination round. Oh, you're gonna get Obadiah 1:18. The heathens is gonna be slaves. Even when we get back in the land, you're gonna serve us. But you devils but you other nations, man, you're not gonna get that chance to rule over our people again. Alright, so with that, Shalom, stay strong to the end. DTA, Kam Yasharala, the Yasharala of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, his elect. Wake up. If you can get this message, your 11th hour elect, hey, stay strong to the end, this place is going down. America knows Babylon in the Bible going down. DTA, is coming soon. About ball, that's a Babylon. It's coming soon. About the one that the Esau. And to the damn heathens, bro. Every last one of them gonna pay for what they did to our people. Payback is gonna be sweet in our mouths, bitter in theirs. So we have a lot to look forward to, just enduring to the end. Hey, Shalom, stay strong. Hey, Abba and Yasharallah forever. Abad Adawamium, Abad Gawayim, which basically mean the heathen. You didn't know what that means? Well, that's what it means. Abad Gawayim. That's a heathen, but these heathen, they just gonna pay for what they did. They can go back to their land. And they're gonna service continually. All right, Shalom, stay strong. Shalom, stay strong. Like this. Shalom, stay strong. Abba, Ball, Yasharallah, God next. Yasharallah forever.